Ladies and gentlemen, Basil and Will with GraysonHobby, and today we have a new radio from Radiomaster.
This is the TX12 Mark II. This happens to be the ELRS model that we're showing in this video. This radio is sent to us by Radiomaster to show you guys.
And we'll do the best unbiased review we can do. Alright guys, if you ever built a drone and didn't plug it into the smoke stopper, immediately realized you should have plugged it into a smoke stopper, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
There's replacement parts for that.
Alright, Will, who is this little TX12 Mark II?
So the TX12 Mark II, realistically, I think is a great smaller. It's a budget radio, but at the end of the day, it's great small compact radio for someone that is a pincher. Can you thumb with it? Yeah, you're just using your thumbs all day long. But a lot of people complain about the Zorro not being able to pinch with it because it's a joystick style radio. So this is the answer to have a small compact radio for compact bag, travel, etc. without being a game style controller. So it's still a traditional box controller because that is still a very popular model.
All right. In addition to what Will said, this is a perfect product for any kind of STEM programs, elementary, middle school. The price is really great, the size is really small, and if you drop it, you won't have to worry about dropping a lot of money.
With the switches not being as far on the end and all that, so you're less likely to break a switch and all that, and there's less switches to get broken. So, yeah. And they're easy to change on that radio.
All right, well, I always ask this question: will it work with my Spectrum airplanes? The answer is no.
Woosah. Woosah.
The answer is no.
Woosah. Okay.
Not only this is ELRS, they don't even make a 4-in-1 version, right?
No, this is going to be a CC2500, which is like the free Sky chip and all that. But it's not going to work with Spectrum and all that. You would have to get external multi-module.
There's no modules, no versions of this TX12 Mark II that will work with any kind of Spectrum.
Yeah, there's only going to be 2 protocols available for it.
I do know what I'm talking about. There's 2 versions. One we know that won't work with Spectrum. So what makes me choose the ELRS versus the CC25?
If you're just now buying a radio and you don't have one prior, you're getting a new setup, personally, I would very highly recommend the ELRS variation. ELRS has a lower latency protocol, better range. The module itself is pretty easy to use. You don't have to worry about compatibility issues in the sense of D8, D16, Access, Archer, etc. with the Free Sky branded name. I would definitely say, now if you're buying a drone that already has a Free Sky receiver in it, yeah, get the CC2500 variation. However, a lot of quads, and I feel like this is going to be the future, guys. I think ELRS in the next 6 to 8 months, pretty much most of your buy and fly plug and plays are going to be primarily ELRS. The system works. It's good. Couple things here. The fact that you can adjust the stick endpoints. It's Hall effect versus potentiometers. The grip, having more access to the gripping and being able to put a bigger battery in it. Really nice physical features, physical changes. The fact that it comes with an SD card pre-installed with EdgeTX. You're not getting the benefit of the touchscreen from EdgeTX, but the software's nice. But the audio files already being there and all that is a nice little perk because you don't have to go out and buy an SD card if you want audio. So that's a nice little thing they did there. They did a good job. I mean, it's basically just took the gripes of the original one and made it more refreshed while keeping the price down. This is still a $100 radio at the end of the day. So it's not a TX16. I wouldn't compare it with a TX16. It's a different thing. Yes, they both transmit 2.4, but this is more of a compact handheld for a pincher. So this is, at the end of the day, Radiomaster brought out a good small compact radio if you're a thumber and if you're a pincher. So that's what I would say at the end of the day is that. All right, guys, so let's get this sucker open here. This is the TX12 Mark II ELRS edition in black. So this is in mode 2, as you can see labeled there. Let's get this thing open and see what we're dealing with here. Opened up. So we got the radio, folding handle. We got a little bag of goodies. Let's see what these goodies are. Oh, there's also, what's in the box? We got a manual, stickers, got it. Okay, so stuff that people never use. All right. So what's in this little bag? A plug for the antenna cap if you're using external module and it's disabled. I would not recommend that. The antenna and a USB-C cord. Really nice little USB-C. So you can see it's USB-C. And the radio, let's see, what's the little warning sticker here? This radio requires TX12 Mark II firmware. Don't flash. Okay, that's probably because the processor in this is now a F407 based processor, not a F207 based processor. Faster, more robust processor, newer. So if you know anything about flight controllers and drones, it's the next generation. Well, 2 generations.
Or
newer.
computers.
Yeah, but directly the F chip though, STM32.
Okay.
Um,
Faster's better.
So this little antenna, first thing, always install the antenna before you power on the radio. We're just going to go ahead and put that on so we don't forget. And it's kind of a little pain in the butt because you got to grip it down there. So antenna's on. Under here is a little battery, factory battery tray for the 18650s. Does have an SD card pre-installed with the audio files for Edge TX. This is the USB-C under the door that you use for charging. Would have been nice to have that cut out so you could just plug in, but I get it. You don't want to weaken the door by the hinge. And that's the plug for the quote-unquote 2-cell balance lead. This one thing, go over here before I forget. The older Mark 1s, or the original TX12s, this battery would not fit, at least easily. I was not able to get most of them to fit. This new one, it fits in. So it's a lot nicer. It's a little more roomy.
Let's put it in
here.
and close the door. Let's trust but verify. Trust but verify.
Plug it in just yet, but okay.
That was my motto back when I was in.
So in other words, Basil doesn't trust me. Got it.
Trust but verify. There we go. Closes up nice.
So there's actually room in there now. So they've definitely made that a bigger battery bay.
So what makes this great, this Mark II?
Well, the Mark II's got a few changes. This is also a full-size battery tray, and you can see it says ELRS on this one. This is a full-size module bay for like the Crossfire modules, 4-in-1 modules, etc. You can put on the back of it, or the Beta FPV ELRS if you want double ELRS on this one. But
probably a 4-in-1 or a Crossfire.
Yeah. So
I noticed that right there.
Let's compare this side by side. Well, let's bring it over here. Actually, it's a little easier. Better contrast. So this is the Mark II. This is the original. Depending on what version you get is what the little jewel will say. They're either multi or ELRS. Biggest thing I would say change-wise is the gimbals are now Hall effect standard instead of potentiometers, so you don't end up having, after a long use of the TX12 or dirt debris, you start getting drift, little jittery centers and all that, whereas you're not going to have that as easily with the Hall effect because the Hall effect's much more robust of a system. Still got the same switch positions, the 2-position, or the buttons here, the 3-position switches around. The sliders, they claim, have been improved. Looks like they got more throw, maybe. And the actual center detent, I know on the TX16 they talk about the center detent spot being stronger. It feels like it's a tighter gimbal, like more resistance, so it's not as sloppy.
And hold on, this is brand new. We don't really use this runs, right?
Yeah, this
is not
one.
like a worn-out version.
But I wouldn't say it's really that much better. It does look like it has longer throw, though. So maybe it's got more resolution. Not really sure on that one. I never use the sliders. Comment below if you guys actually use them. I'm curious. Now, the other thing is the gimbals themselves are adjustable for total throw up and down. It goes anywhere from 38 to 54 degrees of throw.
How do you adjust them? Oh, the little screw right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I believe this one adjusts the top throw, and then the top one adjusts the bottom, like the bottom stops.
Okay.
So you can do that on either stick. So if you're doing mode 1, mode 2, whatever, to adjust the tension of the ratchet, you can get the screw from the side in here or here. That's going to give you the tension on the up and down. The spring tension's not adjustable like the TX16, so whatever your tension of the springs are, you can't adjust that, as far as I know. The other thing on the back of it, let's turn these upside down real quick. This is probably, honestly, I think the biggest change to me is having the extra grip on the back here from the version 1. The version 1, to me, the TX12 was a small pincher's controller, whereas a Zorro is more for thumbs. This right here gives you the ability to actually grip it on the back side and have something to hold while pinching. I personally am not a pincher, other people are, but I know that's something right away that people complained about on the original one, is felt like it was going to fall out of their hand while they're pinching. So that right there is nice, having the extra grip to it. And if you're a thumber as well, that's still nice. So it's got a good feel to it. It makes a smaller radio feel more comfortable even with larger hands.
Yeah, turn back over so we get a good shot of the difference. All right, so right clearly it's the full size versus about half or 2/3, almost.
It's way more pronounced.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing powered up here. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a battery in it.
Because you verified it fits. Should fit, right?
If it fits, it ships.
Welcome to Edge TX.
One thing I'll say, it looks like the screen has a better contrast right out of the box than the version 1, so they might have actually changed the actual screen or the color or the backlight design. It does look a little better, a little cleaner looking, because the other one used to look like it had a little bit more light bleed in it. So I do like that. I don't think that's a major change. That could have been later models of this. This was a first batch sample, so that could have been the difference there. But the radio itself is really nice, faster charging, which is cool. Again, this one is the ELRS. No, it's not a touchscreen. Still got the roller wheel. It's a metal roller wheel, so is the older one.
Brand new to the hobby, ELRS. If you had old junk, CC25.
Not junk. The most of mine's still
Junk.
Granted, this is a little overboard of a comparison, but yes, this is TX16 Mark II.
Holy cow.